today, actually. Um, Now, keep in mind, this video is done on the 31st of March of 2021, so obviously some things change after this.
I'm not so young anymore, Sonny. Can we get this moving along?
So that was completely unplanned. Thanks for talking to me, Uther. Appreciate that. But actually, I wanted to talk about Uther and really just to kind of give you a background. I'm not that great of a player, honestly. I think I've been playing this game for years, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I peaked out at gold level, flirting with low plat. So not coming to you from that point of view. But when I am, the angle and point of view that I am coming to you from is actually from lower ranks, silver, gold. That's primarily where I've played most of my time with Heroes of the Storm. Obviously, I have some league plays. So there's a lot more competitiveness in that, which I kind of talk about in all my videos. But I do want to talk about Uther specifically for people that are in lower ranks, and then also so bronze, silver, gold.
I'm not so young anymore, Sonny.
Oh
Can we
boy,
get this moving along?
maybe I should turn the Uther sound off. But basically with because now it's getting a little freaky with him talking to me. Just I'm not gonna lie. But pretty much with that, and I just want to make sure I was recording there. There's a lot of things that Uther actually brings to the table, especially at lower ranks. And the thing that's awesome about Uther is that over time, if you get better, whatever level you get to, he's still going to be beneficial. And he's still relevant in any league of play, right? Just it kind of changes, it modifies what he's used for. Um, I mean, obviously, if you've been playing for years, you know all this stuff already, or at least you should know it. But if you haven't really figured out how to play with him or play against him, you should definitely look into that a little bit more. But I just want to talk about some things and why he's pretty awesome, especially at lower ranks, and especially if you're like doing something like an amateur league, like an NGS or something. You're starting off, you don't really know the game that well. Hopefully, this will help explain a little bit what he adds. So. Uther is a healer. As you can see, his difficulty is easy. Um, and honestly, if you really kind of looked at numbers and stuff like that, for Uther, he doesn't. If he's a solo healer, he doesn't traditionally out heal anybody. So if you're not really that familiar, you're probably wondering like, why the heck do people even play him? But I mean, usually there's one main reason, and that's his stun. So just like his normal abilities, right? He's got two heals for his Q and W, and then he's got his E for his stun. Okay, so the point and click stun is probably, I'm sure there's others, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's probably one of the few that have one of those. Especially for a healer, I don't think any of them actually have a point click stun. There's very even few characters that have a point click stun. So super advantageous just for that ability. Now, if you know that his healing meters are gonna be low, so if you're practicing at lower ranks, don't worry about what everyone says, like your numbers aren't there, or whatever. You don't have to educate them. Just play. I mean, if you feel like you want to talk about it, then great. But most of the time, his value isn't his healing meters. They're not off the charts, like I said before. But when he does heal, um, and again, they're not super heals. He's considered a burst healer. This is going to be important for later when you actually um, kind of move up in the ranks and they're talking about all that stuff. But he's a burst healer, so it's going to come in spurts, and his cooldowns are super long. But his ability, like his inborn ability, is every time that he heals somebody, whether it's a single target, which is a Q, or like maybe if you get a string of a group of people, which is a W, they get armor. So they just take less damage. It's like mitigation. So if you played World of Warcraft and had a paladin, there's a lot of talks about mitigation, things like that. And even if you haven't, best way I can say it is your team takes less damage once you heal them for a certain amount of time. Um, it says 2 seconds here, and sometimes that can make a difference between your teammates dying and whatnot. Now, I mean, his ultimates, they're also pretty awesome for different reasons. He's got a divine shield that makes them invulnerable for 3 seconds. And then you got divine storm, which is like a group stun. So basically, he's got, and there's a way you can spec later, which is, again, if you're in the world of Heroes of the Storm, you know that he becomes a stunning beast at 16. because of his benediction ability. But pretty much it's again not about healing meters and topping the charts. It's about like being annoying, following up, maybe even engaging, depending on how he's utilized, and just keeping team members in the fight for a little bit longer. So he's really good as a well. He can be pretty strong as a solo healer. He really thrives in other compositions that you'll find out later, like a double support healer. Or a double support, you usually want to take him and then get a sustain healer. A lot of them will use him as solo lane, not necessarily to win the lane, but to hold the lane. So he can be used in that regard, and also he can be used as a tank at the higher levels. And they still use him as a tank as this day if they're pretty coordinated and pretty high up there. But he's fantastic. Like if you haven't learned him, learn him. He's not hard to learn, and I'm actually curious. I don't even think I've really looked, so this might be awkward. Let me see here. Let me just see what my win rate. Maybe it's like less than 50%. But then again, I am a gold player, silver player, so what? Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know what maps he's best on. I could probably look that up on Hot Slugs or Heroes Profile. But let's take a look. Is this my lifetime? Let's just click them all. Let's click them all, people. Just put it out there. Let's take away that so I don't. And let's take away that. Okay. So I don't know. I don't even know what his win rate is. I'm hoping maybe at least 50% because I played him a lot, but it's right now not looking that way. I suck. I suck really bad, apparently. Really. Wow, I'm really that bad with Uther? Did I miss him? I'm like, I know I'm bad, but am I that bad? Let's see. Maybe I should have looked this up before Oh, there he is. Oh, I completely skipped him. So 56%. So in theory, and I had some other videos about it, if I wanted to climb the ranks in ranked play, he would be a good character. 55% is ideally what you're striving for. I mean, technically you can do it with 51 or better than 50. It just takes longer. And obviously if you excel better. And this is like the course of a lifetime. I've been playing for like years. I don't know how to find that, but I'm sure the data's here somewhere. Now if I just go to rank play in general, oh, it's even higher. So I probably should be climbing with him if I needed a healer or whatnot. But then again, I do have played him a lot. Yeah, 50, 57 level, whatever. I play a lot, I suck, whatever. But my point is though, is you should learn him. He's super pivotal to like a new team starting up and like the amateur scene. And really, if you don't really know what to do, as far as a healer, I mean, everyone goes to Lili. I think where he's not as great as Wave Clear. If you're not as familiar, Rhaegar's the probably more superior wave clear healer if there's no one else on your team that can do wave clear and even do camps. Actually, he's not so great at camps. I think even Stukov, maybe arguably Karazim are better at clearing waves and possibly doing camps. Not 100% sure on that. But healers traditionally that's not their role, right? That's kind of why they're not as good. But well, in those aspects. But then, my goodness, does he bring the stuns? Like if you can envision, especially if you've never played it, he gets a E at level 1, like just is in base ability. You get to level 10, you can do group stun. And then if you get 16, you can do 2 E's because of his benediction, which allows you to do another ability. Or so a lot of them will do lead with an E and then follow. They'll be their own follow up essentially. So pretty fantastic, actually. So I would encourage you to play Uther, learn him at least, the very minimum, learn how to play with him and learn how to play against him. I'm not 100% sure on like what beats Uther as a damage dealer. Probably just a lot of consistent damage because he's a burst healer. That'd be my guess. I think I'm right. Not 100% sure. Again, I am kind of not that great of a player, but. Hopefully that helps. Also some combos. He's actually some ones that I'm aware of, like old school combos, like ETC's Dance. His shield's a great combination with that. His shield actually is a great combo with a lot of people that like to be divey. So Greymane was an old school traditional one, like you just throw it on there for him for a few seconds. I mean Illidan, Kira, probably Genji. mean, a lot of those guys like to dive in the thick of things. Kerrigan probably, and they can just beat on people for like 3 seconds. That was a very, very popular combo back in the day. That was actually before I even really knew how to play him that well. But then also the ability to throw armor on there even without the Divine Shield for those types of hyper carries and whatnot. Oh yeah, Tracer, Vala probably be good combos. It just helps them stay alive longer. So that's essentially what you're going for when you're healing as Uther, or maybe even double support situation. I mean, really, if you just have Uther on the board, that's kind of the goal for him. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure I might have missed some things, but hopefully you at least, for the love of all that is holy, people, play Uther already and learn how to play him. Hope to see you guys out there. Come say hi if you see me. I do stream live from time to time. I think the only time that I really do with commentary or comms is when we're doing our league games and doing practice with a team. I haven't really ventured off and had the time to really just kind of do me talking to, I don't know, myself. Because no one really watches. Wah wah. No. But either way, come say hi, drop a follow, drop a like wherever you see this. If you got questions, hit me up, and I'll probably refer you a video because I'm not the expert. So always a pleasure, guys. Take care, and I'll see you over there. Bye.